He went broke so many times trying to build this business. How can you teach me business? How can you teach me to be a millionaire if you've never done it? Started thinking about what's the angle? What can we do to have such a value proposition to the customer that we stand for so much more than clothing?
Hudson Leogrande created Comfrt in 2022. Comfrt is completely bootstrapped and profitable, with over 1 million creators in their library. Today, Comfrt is the #1 TikTok shop in America.
Comfrt is the fastest growing e-com brand of all time. That's a true fact.
Hudson Leogrande.
Hudson Leogrande is the CEO and founder of Comfrt Clothing. Hudson, if you want to give everyone a little bit of background on yourself, and we can start with that.
Yeah, sure. Let me just put this over here. Yeah, guys, I've been in e-commerce for about a decade now. I started an oral care brand, Purely White Deluxe, in my mother's basement with about $1,000. I had no idea how to do e-commerce, failed for the first 5 years. We hit a really good understanding of UGC on Snapchat. We started working with creators that would so if you're verified with a gold star on Snapchat, you guys, whoever has Snapchat has seen this, used to be you could get 5, 6, 7 million views on a post. So like my Hail Mary was, what if we just put a link and people said they were using our product to whiten their teeth? And that was how the company started to make money. And from there, Comfrt around 3 years ago, we started with that, but we really were really trying to figure out how to make meta work. It never worked for my oral care brand. And we just started running these incredible ads around mental health, because that's what we stand for. A lot of you guys maybe have seen me or know my story. I was homeless when I was 16. I was just going through a really hard time. So whenever I was trying to develop something that was really aligning with my vision, the goal was to align with something that had a lot of value, something that people could buy into and become part of a family. So Comfrt, 3 years old, we did 16 million in year 1, 170 million in year 2, which I'll talk about. It was a crazy journey and we had to do a lot because we're bootstrapped. And then we're going to do around 700 million this year in revenue. So it's been an unbelievable journey, and I'm happy to be able to speak to you guys and help you however I can.
So Hudson, you're 29.
Yes.
And you're going to do 700 million in your 3rd year. How did you, in 3 years, 700 million is insane hyper growth. How did we get here? Like, how did this happen?
Yeah, there's so many things that have happened in the last 3 years, but what I'll say is when it comes to the content, if you guys have seen any of our content, we utilize working with micro affiliates. We don't work with big celebrities. We never had the budget to work with big celebrities. And we saw that if you can make relatable content with people that work a 9 to 5 or they're in college and they're emotional about the product and they're evoking emotion out of the consumer, the person that's watching the video, and they feel like they can trust them, there's a really high likelihood that these people are going to buy your product. It's a lot, right? So there's stats that it usually takes 15 to 20 times when somebody sees a product in order to buy it online. For us, we know it's 13. We work with 500 core creators that make 3 to 7 pieces of content a day, and we work with about 500,000 affiliates. And there's layers to our success, so I'll kind of get into that. The layers are, the core creators are what drives the community and the sales, right? You want to have a relationship with them. You want to know who they are. And you want to just be in a position where there's a friendship that's built. The key to us was like, we didn't want them to go anywhere else. But in the beginning, we weren't making a lot of money. So they weren't making a lot of money. So you have to kind of dangle this carrot and plant this seed that, like, don't look at things for what they are, but for what they're becoming. And that's kind of the trajectory that we put ourselves on. As we were gaining traction, like TikTok Shop, we're the #1 clothing brand in the world there. A lot of people will see that product and then say, oh my God, I want to be a part of this community, right? So they're like the affiliates. The affiliates are people that we may not have a personal relationship with, but they love the brand. Maybe they're buying the product, maybe they're customers. And now they're going and they're making content because they know they can earn revenue on TikTok. And if they are an affiliate and they have a code on their on their Instagram or their Facebook. So there's layers to that. And then, the third layer for us is our website. And I said this the other day, this is probably one of the biggest unlocks that we figured out. We run meta ads to acquire affiliates, and we're profitable on the ads that we're running to acquire affiliates. They're actually going and buying the product. So from a ROAS perspective, we're profitable. And then those people are going into a Discord community where they're actually not only buying more products at a higher discount because now they're a part of our community, but they're telling their friends and their family. And the biggest thing that we've seen, especially in the crazy months like Q4, you notice that most of your revenue is going to come from friends and family and word of mouth. So for us, the ad side is great, but you want to build and capture and cultivate this incredible community. Like for us, and then sorry, I know I'm rambling.
Keep going.
For us, there's three layers to a successful business in my mind. The three layers are unbelievable marketing, incredible product quality, and an unmatched community. The marketing can't be shit because no one will buy your product, right? The marketing can be great, but if the quality is shit, then they're never going to buy your product again. So you have to have great marketing, the product has to be great, and then you have to find a way to keep them in this community where they feel so good that why would they go buy another brand? As we launch new products and we replace the brands that they were buying before, they feel like our brand is home. And that's why they continue to stay.
How do you create that authenticity? You have 500 core creators. You keep talking about how your brand is your home. How do you create that authenticity with your either your top people or with everybody? That's so hard to do.
Yeah, I think you have to be real. Like my creators know my story. They know how many times I've been sued. They know when the business is going through a stock out or we have new products coming out. They know every aspect of my business. My top creators could come on here on stage right now and tell you everything about my business. So there's transparency, the meaning behind the brand. Like I'm a part-time therapist. If our creators are scaling and they're getting a lot of viewership and they're getting a lot of comments, obviously we know social media sucks. So people are going to say hateful comments. And then all of a sudden they're like, wow, I've never gotten this much attention before. And now they have to deal with, well, these people are saying hurtful things to me. I don't know if I want to keep doing this. And I have to be the voice of reason and explain to them the trials and tribulations that I've been through to get where I am today and how hard it was for me. So, once they trust you and you continue to deliver for them, there's no other brand in the world that's going to do that. Everybody makes it transactional. The one thing that I want you guys to learn today, and however this relates to your businesses, can't be fucking transactional. Just never can. You have to be real. You have to be human. You have to explain to people, how you feel and how you see things, and you want to hear them and listen to them, and you don't want to just treat them like they're an asset to the brand, but they're a real person, because they are. And the more real you are with them, the more real they're going to be with you. Because at the end of the day, content is changing. The industry is changing. The world is changing as we know it when it comes to e-commerce. So the future is what we're doing right now. And you have to learn that, the people's feelings matter the most.
Are you doing anything to keep it real with them? Any type of calls or anything like that?
So we do every single Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, we do a call where I get on a Zoom call with all of my creators. At 5 p.m., I get on a call with all of my affiliates. So no matter what, no matter where I'm in the world, I am there every week like clockwork, because again, you build a relationship with these creators, right? What happens if you don't talk to them for a month? A lot can happen in a month. They may just completely forget about you, especially if they're not making money yet. My top creator in my company took her 9 months to start making money. She made 185 grand last month. She's a millionaire wearing sweatpants and whitening her teeth. That's what she says to me. She said, you made me a millionaire. I'm like, no, you made yourself a millionaire. But the opportunity that presented itself was, what happened those 9 months with no growth? Why did you stay? Like, what was the reason? And I think it comes down to like, you have to believe so much in them and find this peace that's deep within them. Maybe as a kid where they were like, I want to be this, I want to be this, or I want to have this amount of money, and then all of a sudden along the way, they got broken down and they stopped believing that they could be that person. I'm there to bring them back into that mindset of abundance and then allow them to flourish, because then those are the people that go and recruit for my company. So it's like the person that makes all the money now, that didn't make the money before, is the one that's having the conversations as we recruit. So the skeptic that now is making money is talking to the new skeptic, and it's not coming from the owner because I'm biased, right? I'm going to tell you my company's the best in the world, but I want you to speak to somebody that is going to tell you for themselves their experience.
You said they recruit. So there was, you're 29. So there was this thing called Teflon parties where they would have this thing and they would recruit other people. But is there Comfrt parties where people recruit people? How does this work?
No. So it's all Instagram, and we'll find somebody that we feel fits the criteria of the company on TikTok, right? I don't have TikTok, ironically. So
That's insane.
they'll
You
go.
don't have TikTok?
No, I don't have TikTok.
Okay.
They go on TikTok, and they will, they know what to look for, right? We want someone who is well-spoken, has a great aesthetic, is confident on camera, has great values, doesn't make content that could bite them in the ass in a year from now. You want someone to be really wholesome. You bring them into the company. Usually they've never worked with a brand before because we don't recruit large creators. So we will reach out to creators that are micro, under 30,000 followers usually. We only pay commission, we never pay rates. So the commission is the game, right? I work with now some huge creators, people that have a couple million followers, and I'll do whitelisting on Meta with them. But I don't care about their rates, and I tell them to their face, like, I'm never going to pay your rate. It's bullshit. It doesn't work. You're never going to make money as a brand paying the rate, and they're going to have one-offs where now they're diluting themselves because they worked with 50 fucking brands, and every single time they work with a brand, they never deliver. So it's like you're killing your name in the industry, and then like on top of that, like the brand itself is like, well, now we're working with so much, we have so much overturn, and it's just not good for the company. So we only do commission. We recruit through Instagram. We then schedule a phone call where we have one of our creators take a call, and they'll talk them through the entire process of how we do business. And the one key thing that we always say is if you miss more than 3 calls, it's 2 or 3, I forget what we've made it, but it's 2 or 3 calls. You can't work with Comfrt because the community is so aligned with everybody being a part of it. And some of the girls are best friends with each other. Like they'll go on trips or they'll hang out. Like we've created so much culture. If you have somebody who joins the company and just makes videos but has no home, they're never going to stay with you. So we want to make sure that everyone is always inside the company. So that's how we recruit, and then that's kind of how we bring them in.
So you do 2 or 3 calls. These are not one-on-one calls. These are group calls that are then attendance is monitored.
Yeah, group calls every week, but the calls when we do
The initial
onboarding calls are one-on-one.
One-on-one calls.
Yes, as long as they need to understand fully.
How many people in your team are doing these one-on-one calls with these? You must have a ton of creators.
Oh, we have 3 creators that do the weekly calls. We have a team of people that message 30 to 50 people a day. And then we take those calls once we kind of vet them and we make sure that we feel they're going to be a good fit. We bring them into the company. And our goal is to keep as much retention as physically possible. Like we have people that have started with us since the inception.
Sure.
And that's our goal. We don't want them to leave. We don't want people to feel like they're not going to do well here. Like they will, and your guys' brands as well. Like if they understand the product and they can speak about it in a way that's relatable, people are going to start to understand like what what the speaker previously, I don't know his name, but he was incredible. And he was talking about how like if they think about your brand and it's like getting to the doorstep, like that's really how you want it to be. You want people to feel like they physically can't fucking live without your product. And that's the way that we've kind of made the creators feel. So now when they're talking about it, they're saying it in the aspect of like you need this. There's nothing else in your closet that is like this. Like everything that you've owned before then, like it doesn't compare to this product. And that's the emotion that we're trying to evoke.
One thing Jay said from Mary Ruth's is that they send out samples. They send out an insane amount of samples every single week. And they also only pay commission as well. Are you sending samples, or is it more just meta acquisition for the creators?
We product seed. So there's an app. I'm not affiliated with them, but I love them. App called Yuka AI.
He said the same thing. Yeah.
There you go. Fuck it. EUKA.ai. I'm friends with the owner, great guy. And they've done an unbelievable job with automating the process of outreach. So we will create a bot. The bot will have certain filters. The filters will really want to, like for us, Comfrt is an expensive product to manufacture. We can't go send and product seed to a person that has 5,000 GMV for the month. We're looking to send to people that have over 100,000 GMV for the month and have an estimated post rate of over 85%. And that's the way that we'll do it. And we'll continue to reach out to those people. And again, they're not our core creators, right? They're just affiliates that may or may not post your brand. They may post it once, so their post rate stays high, so they can continue to get free samples. But those people that we're reaching out to, like Jay, I guarantee you we've overlapped. We've sent products to the same people. What's the difference between why would they maybe work with Mary Roots over Comfrt? And that's the thing that you guys have to all think about. That's why I want to create culture within, bring them into the company, work with core affiliates, which I call core creators. And then the affiliate side is just like fluff, right? It's just like the icing on the cake a little bit. You don't want to rely on those affiliates to make your brand pop off, because at a point you're capped, unless you're just reaching out to so many people and there's so much money being made. But the people that are not making money in the first 2 weeks of promoting your product, they're going to go somewhere else. You know, they just will. So that's why we layer it. But yes, we do a lot of affiliate outreach.
So Discord, how does that work? What's going on there in terms of management of these creators or promoting, or how does this work?
So Discord is, well, I play a lot of video games. Okay, so I'm
Like to play.
Fortnite, Rocket League.
Let's go.
Yeah, Call of Duty. So I'm in Discord, right, already. So we were talking about, like, Discord was the place for people to, you know, a lot of these brands were doing it before us. We weren't the originators of going into Discord. But when we were talking about Discord, it was like, well, we're going to have certain channels, right? When you take in creators and you want them to learn how to promote your brand, you don't want them to just go out and wing it, right? Most of the time that's going to fail. You need to have a proven process that's worked. For our proven processes, we have our top videos ever in our Discord. We showcase those top videos. And then every single week we break down what are the best videos, what were the worst videos, what was the best-selling colors and the best-selling collections, what's doing well, and then what to look forward to. All of that lives within Discord.
Do you have a person internally that's just doing that? That's their main role?
So we have, actually, well, we utilize you guys. That was good. That was a good.
I didn't actually know that's
So we work with Jared on this. We've hired some.
That was not on purpose.
we hired some Discord moderators that have done, no, seriously, unbelievable. Like, there's stuff that we can do on Discord that we didn't even know existed. And I'm not even saying this because it's not me that's finding this out. My team sees this. We have a director of influencers. We have an affiliate manager. They're the ones that manage the Discord, right? So the affiliate manager will go through anything with the affiliates. My director of influencers, she started with me in my mother's basement a decade ago. She was a laser tech at a med spa. She probably did not see her life going this way. But she's the one that manages all of the core creators. But all of that is in Discord. So the affiliates come in, we put them in Discord. We have different chats that are private, depending on who you are and what you're doing inside of Comfrt. And then you have access to certain channels. But the goal is to give everybody, my thing in life when it comes to promoting the brand in any way, or even creators, is people don't need time to make a decision, they need information, okay? So when we're making a video, we're giving information, because it's like going and buying a car. It's like, how many times have you been to a car dealership and you're like, oh, I'm just looking. It's like the typical thing to say. I was a car salesman. I've heard that a lot. And then they all walked out with a car. So the way that it goes for us is like, well, we're just going to give you enough information. We're going to make you fall in love with the product. We're going to make you fall in love with the process. We're going to make you fall in love with the unboxing experience of how this is going to feel when you finally get it in front of your hands. Like, that's what we want to give you. Same thing with the creators. We want to give them so much information that they can do so well when it comes to making the content, because a lot of them have never done it. So all of that lives within our Discord, right? Everything. And that's how we're able to keep people up to speed on what's going on in the company.
Okay, so before we take questions, just looking back 3 years ago, and it's funny, what Hudson said was Purely White. His brand was an Amazon brand. It's one of the top oral care brands on Amazon. So he started on Amazon.
Yes.
And so that's pretty cool. And before we take questions, looking back 3 years ago, is there something you would tell yourself, some strategy that you know today you're just like, this is the way, Hudson, I should have believed this is what we're going to do?
There's so many things, but it all starts with UGC content and affiliates and creators. Where I could try to nerd out right now on Amazon. I could do a little bit. Like there's search find buy. So we'll like take a website called Wekero, Wekero. Some of you guys probably know what that is. You can put the keyword of what you want when someone goes to the website or to Amazon. So we can go and throw links on TikTok, and then we can go and drive that traffic to Amazon. And then that will be a search find buy where they'll be hitting this one keyword every single time as if they're searching for it on their computer, which will then rank the product. Well, we also know that there's a huge overlap between TikTok shop sales and Amazon sales. So as you are promoting like my oral care brands, it's going to do, you know, between 30 and 50 million this year, depending on how the next few months go. We have no employees. I've had the business for a decade. I know how it works. It's
Stop. So easy.
No, it's just like I've had the business forever. And it's, for me, it's like Amazon's a huge lever. Target.com, huge lever. We're the #1 selling teeth whitening kit on Target.com. How do we do that? We're not bigger than Crest, but Crest doesn't do what we do. They don't know. They don't know the game, right? They're just got a lot of money. And they're in store, so it makes sense. But for us, it's like, how do we drive so much attention and traffic to TikTok, then go to Amazon, then rank your product on Amazon. But my whole thing is like, if you're starting a brand today and you're not on Amazon,
Go.
Amazon, you can go say on TikTok, we're the #1 brand in X on Amazon. I met 2 gentlemen last night. They're probably here somewhere. They're huge in sheets and bedding, and they're crushing it.
Utopia.
Yeah, Utopia, and then another brand, the other brand. But they're, yes.
JK, yeah.
Yes, they're killing it. It's like, if you're gonna go on TikTok, go talk about that on TikTok and say how your company is gigantic on Amazon and you have 150,000 reviews and you have over 5 million customers. Like that, for a new brand on TikTok shop with little to no sales, like that's gonna give you social proof right off the bat. Key example, Khloe Kardashian has been wearing Comfrt like all week. I don't know why. So her assistant bought it. She has like 50 sets. She's wearing it in every TikTok, on every Snapchat video. What do my creators go do? They green screen that Khloe Kardashian is wearing Comfrt, and they rip that across TikTok, and they make 500 videos about it. And then everyone's like, oh my God, Khloe's wearing Comfrt. We didn't pay Khloe. Khloe bought our product as a customer. We didn't gift her the product. We have no relationship and affiliation with her.
No C&Ds. So it's great.
So we just go run it organically on TikTok. They're allowed to go do that. So the thing is, like, as you guys are getting and acquiring customers and learning your business and understanding, like, UGC creators, affiliates, scale, see what works. We repurpose everything. So every single piece of content originates on TikTok and then gets put on Meta, Snapchat, Pinterest, etc.
How many videos are you putting on a day?
We usually have around 5,000 videos a day go out.
Got it. Okay. And then in terms of spending on Snap, how's that going?
We're the #1 spender in the world on Snapchat.
Okay. So very small. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And TikTok GMV Max and
TikTok GMV
Meta.
Max, just if you guys are doing TikTok GMV, if you guys are doing TikTok shops, you gotta have somebody really good at finance go in, because you'll think you're making money and then you're like, where did all the money go? So between the fees and this and that, just get somebody on your team to really break down the finances with TikTok themselves so you know where you're drowning. The ROI target is including on TikTok, the ROI target is including organic and paid. So they're taking your organic sales and they're adding that to your target, which honestly sucks, but they're doing it. So when you do that, you guys got to know, for us, it's like a 4.5 ROI target. For some brands, it's a 3. For some brands, they're going to lose money because they know that maybe 30% of those people are going to go buy on Amazon and they're going to rank their listings. So you guys have to just really get granular and play the game. So that would be my thing. If I was starting again, I would go right to TikTok shops. I'd start promoting a ton with creators. I'd start product seeding, and I would start learning what works on every single channel.
Just real quick, you said you're #1 on Snap. Is there anything interesting about advertising on Snap? That, I mean, I think it's maybe an underutilized network for a lot of people.
You guys need to work with Northbeam or Triple Whale. You need to learn exactly where you're at. You need to know your attribution windows and models have to be uniform on Snapchat. And, because Snapchat's windows are like 28 days. It's like, obviously, we're going to have a 500 ROAS because it's a 28-day attribution. But like, it doesn't make sense. So once you kind of dial in everything and you know exactly where you're at, then you can scale. You'll learn what works. TikTok and Snapchat have a very similar user base. A lot of people think Snapchat's for kids, like over like 60% are over the age of 30. It's like, it's a huge channel. People just don't care.
Do you get creators from Snapchat too, in terms of advertising to creators, or just Meta?
No, they're all on TikTok. We just repurpose on Snapchat. So like, we're not working with like how we used to back in the day where we would have them post for us. We don't do that anymore. It doesn't work.
In terms of recruiting, though.
Oh, recruiting now. We only recruit off TikTok.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Hudson.
You're welcome.
And let's take some questions.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Whoever has a mic.
What are you guys doing on YouTube? And also curious about Pinterest. I haven't heard Pinterest one time today. It seems to have fallen out of the competitive conversation.
Yeah, Pinterest is hard, so that's probably why. When it comes to YouTube, we are doing a ton of creator videos and we're whitelisting them on YouTube. So they're YouTube shorts, they post, we will whitelist and run paid ads behind them. It's been a great lever for our brand because a lot of the shoppers are going to YouTube and they're Googling or they're YouTubing, they want to look at the reviews, they want to learn about the company, then we're targeting them there and we're giving them a really good rundown of how the brand is something that they may want to go buy. And we do that through YouTube shorts as well. We upload the same content from TikTok onto YouTube. It all goes on. But and Pinterest, your question on Pinterest is, it's a visual app, right? Like people are there for, how many times like I've looked at like inspo on Pinterest. I think that's what everyone goes there for. You want to have, we do a lot of still ads on Pinterest. So we'll do some UGC content, but we also will do a lot of still imagery where we'll test bright colors because to our company, color equals conversion. So we will do a lot of colors on Pinterest because we want to pop, stand out. If you ever see Skims, there's like people half naked running around. You kind of find like what works, right? So for that's what works for Skims. For us, it's still ads. But I would say for your brand, like you just got to figure out like what is the most visually pleasing still ad you can launch. And that's what you should start running on Pinterest. Yes.
So you went from 16 million the first year to 170 year two, and you're on track aiming for 700 million. How do you finance that kind of growth?
That's the best question, because it's a long answer, but I'll make it simple. So we had no money. We went broke several times trying to scale Comfrt 2 years ago. We put a pre-order model on the website where you would buy an item, even if it's in stock, we would make it a cheaper price. We would act as the bank. We would take the money up front. We would defer the sale out 2 months, and people were willing to wait because there's so much hype around the product. If our product did not have virality, it would have not have worked. So I'm not going to say like it works. It's the best 100% proven method. But for us, we would put so much cash. At one point, we were 60% pre-order, doing north of 10 million a month. So all of that money was going into our account, and then we were funding future orders, and we were negotiating terms with our manufacturer to help us with that because we had really bad terms. So that was the way that we scaled from 16 to 170. We still do that today. Pre-order is still a huge model. We launched an airplane mode hoodie. A lot of you guys, I spoke with, hello over there. Yes, she was talking to me about it earlier. Like she's like, I know the brand, the airplane mode, the eye mask. We did 100 and something thousand units in 48 hours. The product sold out. It's the most viral hoodie, I would say, in the world right now. That product, we can't get enough of it manufactured. So what's the best way to capture the sales? Put it on pre-order. We can be up to 5 months out on a pre-order, but people are willing to wait because of how, yeah. Yes.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Who's next? Gabe.
Hey. So thank you, by the way. It's amazing. So just, one thing that you spoke about, which I think you kind of just said, by the way, but it's something I haven't heard before, is that your first affiliates are your core creators.
Yeah.
How involved were you in the process at the beginning of like really talking to them? And when you say you go on like every week, there's 500 of them. How does a call go with 500 people on a call at the same time? Who talks? Like, can you elaborate a little bit on that?
So yeah, well, when I first started, I took all the phone calls myself. I used to pace in my room at my mom's house I would wake up. I remember I remember this winter because when it was winter when I did this because I was like, I need to like find a fucking hobby. I I would wake up in the morning, be like 9 a.m. By the time I left my bedroom, it'd be dark outside. And I knew I was there all day and I never left. And all I did was find people myself, take the phone call, recruit them, pitch them on the idea. And that was how it started, right? And then I taught that process to my team. But when it comes to the group calls, when it's me on the calls, I'm kind of like spearheading the whole thing. And it's usually like mostly women that are on the calls. So a lot of the time they're like very quiet. They don't really like talk that much when they're on the calls with me because I'm really like going through the process. But then sometimes I'll get off early and I'll allow them to talk to my director of influencers, who's a woman, who they are very comfortable just kind of like girling out with, and they do that too. So you kind of have to find the blend, right? Like I'm the one who's creating the vision. They want to listen to me and they want to take notes and they want to learn. But when it comes to like the camaraderie between the groups, it's like one-on-one, I'm very good with them. As a group setting, they're usually quiet for the most part and they're just trying to learn. But when Kimberly's on with them, she's like going through like, what do they want to see coming out? They sit on our product calls. They are picking our future products. Between the customers on checkout that are saying what they want to see from us, the girls are then going in and putting their 2 cents in about what they think the company should launch because they have a better pulse on the market than I do. So it's usually just me running the call, going through everything that's happened. I always reiterate the vision, like we're $1 billion company next year. That's my vision. That's been my vision since we did 170 million. Like I say it every week to my employees and also my affiliates and my creators. Everybody knows what I want to do. I want to go international. I want to start retail. I want to do this. I want to do that. My team knows that. We're always just kind of jotting through everything in the company.
A few more. Go ahead. The question is, how do you repurpose the content?
And are you allowed to take the content, the affiliate content? Are you allowed to take the affiliate content from TikTok in order to put it on other channels?
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, they upload it to Google Drive. So like they post it on TikTok, but it's their content, right? So they're the ones, we don't take affiliate content. We only take our core creator content.
Okay.
If we like product seeds with somebody, we're not gonna like take their content and run it as an ad unless we get permission from them and we pay them the commission on the other channels. But for like our core team, they know like the whole leverage to them being a core creator is they get all the website revenue too. They don't just get shops. So we're taking it, they're uploading to Google Drive, and then we're running that across all the channels.
And how are you managing the sales that they drive off of TikTok Shop? Is it through Social Snowball or?
The sales off TikTok Shop are tracked by TikTok's back.
I'm saying off of TikTok Shop.
Oh, off of TikTok Shop?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, all the channels obviously have like they all have backends where you can see the sales, but we put everything into Northbeam. So Northbeam is like our North Star. So everything will go through, and then we're going to pay the commission based off of last click attribution. You got to be careful when you do that. You don't want to pay off first click. You'll pay everybody. So you want to pay last click attribution. You want to make sure that was the ad that they bought the product from. But that's how we pay. Yes, that was a great question.
1, 2 questions left. Hudson, maybe a closing thought that you have for everyone here?
Ooh.
Not for us.
No, listen. This is a fun game that we're playing. It's life changing. We're very blessed to be in the position that we're in wherever we are. I used to pray for times like this, and I used to look and sit on this old computer with keys missing and coffee stains all over it, and I used to listen to the law of attraction, and I learned about if thoughts could become things, and I envisioned my life at the lowest point in my life, where I could be if I could close my eyes and imagine. I used to get in my 96 Honda Civic and I would close my eyes and I would make the sound of what I thought a BMW sounded like, and I would hold on to the steering wheel and I would envision this incredible life that I wanted. It's the truth. You just can't have any self-doubt. People think I'm fucking crazy. When I started my oral care brand, they're like, what do you know about dentistry? It's like, everyone's going to tell you whatever they want. Most of the time, it's them projecting their insecurities onto you, and they're saying that you can't do that. It's like, no, you can't do that. I know I could do that. You've never done it, so you can't tell me what I can and can't do. And a lot of the time, it's the noise is coming from the people that maybe you love the most. And it's hard to cut that out sometimes. So my advice to everybody would be like, You could be anything you fucking want. Just believe in yourself more than anything else and have no doubt, and just understand that it's a journey and a process, and you're going to get there no matter what. You just can't quit.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Hudson.
Thank you, Justin.